almost forgot to do the intro, bro. Wow, I'm so rusty. What's up, guys? Johnny Machine here, and we're gonna react to Freedom by Nito and K1. It's really funny because I've seen 3 or 4 type beats with this title in it. So when I saw this title, I thought, oh, it's just another type beat. But then I saw who uploaded it, and I was like, oh shit, it's a song. Yeah, let's get right into this. You already know the color. Let's jump right in. The chant, the chanting Freedom, that's a dope hook. I don't usually hear chants like that in drill, and it definitely has the energy for that. You know, I mean, you see like a lot of times at the end of a music video, they'll just play the audio of the video and everyone's screaming and yelling. So it has the energy for chants and stuff, but hearing them chant Freedom is really cool. It actually reminds me of an old school song from like a decade ago called "Nuck If You Buck." And the way they say that hook, it's like a ghetto choir. It's just like, yeah, I love that shit. I love the energy on that. Yeah, so that's cool. That's a really unique hook they got going. That's the coolest sensor effect I've ever heard. That shit was like, that was the coolest sensor effect I've ever heard. We gotta run that back a little bit. I've seen the jokes already in the comments there about this being Nito's one release a year, because they always say he puts out one song a year. I don't know. The man's work rate is not the fastest, but I don't hear about him getting locked up. That's the weird thing. That's probably why it's a joke. It's like, bro, you're not even in jail, so where's the music? But 60s, I think 60s in the can. 𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐄𝐑𝐒. See, that's the thing. When they record the song versus when they record the video versus when these actual events are happening are on completely different timelines. These guys could be free at this point, I don't know. And then like their boys will use their social media. So like 𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐄𝐑𝐒, unless he's out, you'll see 𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐃𝐏 posting, you know, on his Instagram when based on the timeline, it's like, okay, he'd be in jail. I don't know, also they have different jail rules. I know that I've seen some clips where they're like, yeah, you can have a cell phone in jail for like this amount of time or whatever. All right, so K1, not to be mixed up. He probably has his postcode or whatever after his name because the other K1, rest in peace, is part of the SJ case. If you guys know about that with OFB, SJ, that case is messed up. He was trying to save his friend. If you guys know the whole case, you know, go watch a video about it, go read about it. But it's pretty sad actually. That's why, you know, people say free SJ, free SJ. As a fan, you can cut that out. The events are kind of crazy unless you know that person, or you're related to that person, like, don't be saying free him. I mean, some of these guys are out here doing some fucked up shit. Can't condone all that, man. K1, the only song I've ever heard of him as well. And Nito MB, obviously I've heard other stuff from Nito MB. And Nito MB's been going for years. He's been doing it for years. And if you go to his old videos, there's views on there. But he just seems to be stuck in that, like, kind of, people know him, but that he's not gonna ascend. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. All right, the flow. The flow was good. I mean, I'll give it a 7. It was good. It was solid. It wasn't. This song wasn't meant for flow. You know, sometimes you hear songs where, you know, my guy is just trying to show off the flow, or you hear songs like it's just certain songs people try to show certain things. This song was more about what they're saying, not necessarily the flow and shit. So yeah, the flow was like a 7. I'm gonna give the lyrics a 7. That's the thing, sometimes when you do a review and you start dissecting it, sometimes it kind of ruins it a little bit. Sometimes you know that the song's not that deep, it's not that serious, but that doesn't mean it's not a good song. That doesn't mean it's not fun to listen to. You know what I mean? The beat is gonna get an 8.5. I really like that beat. I like when it's more upbeat. A more upbeat tempo, does that make it seem more old school? Does it seem like drill was faster in 018? And that's why I feel like that was an old school sound. The music video was cool. Just a few shots. I'm gonna give it a 7. The mix, regular mix, I usually give it an 8, but I feel like that's just a little too above average. 5 is average, so if I'm giving it an 8, I'm saying that's a little high. So 7 for the mix, and that might be my new go-to if the mix is just clean, you know what I mean? So we'll tally that up, put that here, and new segment, mini reviews. These are just gonna be 1 number reviews. I'm not gonna do the whole chart. For songs that I don't feel like doing a whole video on, but I will mention because it's either mentioned in the comments or it's doing numbers online and I just feel like commenting on it. So for mini reviews, there have been a couple releases by NR. If you don't know who NR is, that's No Remorse. They're 3 guys from Block 6. If you don't know who Block 6 is, I'm not gonna go through their history. But No Remorse is basically Tzgwala, Young A6, who's now YA, and Lucii. They've been having some releases, and I've noticed, I'll just do some quick reviews of those. So Dunkin' Donuts. So that, as a whole, I'll give that a 7.5. I thought it was fun. It was the first official release, I think, as NR. So that was their first release. It came out on Press Play. It's almost had 1 million views, man. It's been 3 months. So they're gonna hit 1 million, what, by the end of the month? Definitely within, if not that, within June, I would guess. So that's very good. I mean, I'm sure they're sick over at Block 6. I mean, I'm not involved, but damn, like if you had some guys, because that was basically some of the arguments online. They were saying, you know, even if these guys weren't doing stuff in the streets, Block 6 needs to keep them because they're doing really well when it comes to the music. If that's always the goal, it would be counterproductive for the boss, A6, to kick them out. but he did, because he's not gonna listen to some motherfuckers online. he doesn't fucking care. So he did. So he kicked him out, and then boom, first release, almost 1 million in a few months. So good for them. Step and Kweff. That beat is what caught me. They're definitely getting their own style. That's the thing I like about them as well. They didn't just leave Block 6 and copy everything. And we don't know, that's one thing that happens. We never know how much they're doing. Like when you have a group or a band, you never know exactly who's doing what until they break up, and then you can kind of hear it. We don't know how much influence they had when they were in Block 6. So even if they left Block 6 and were doing devilish stuff, it still could have not been copying. They could have been the ones that were doing it originally. So we don't know, but they're forming their own sound. These beats sound a little more grimy, more electronic-y, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna give the Step and Kweff, I'm gonna give a 7.5. I did enjoy that one. And then 𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐿, I give that an 8.5. That song was really good because I think it was genius when it comes to marketing. Having that be the title reminds me of the same type of method that Suspect took with the Moonwalk song, I think. I think having that dance in there, and I saw some comments that said this, you know, having that dance in there, that makes it TikTok ready. Because you know now that something edgy like drill has and can go viral, and then you add in a dance, and then boom. It's smart because obviously the things that Suspect or that Lucii are saying, it's not mainstream. It's very you know. So you're making a murder palatable for children. How do you do that? You add some dance moves and some funny names, and boom. So yeah, I'm gonna give 𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐿 an 8.5 because yeah, you did it in a creative way. You talk about being on the block, they're not showing up. I do wonder about the actress though. I mean, what did they tell her, right? Like the model in the video, what did they tell her? They told her to dress up like a witch. That person went to Party City and bought a witch outfit because she had a video shoot with some drill artist who wears a devil mask. Like just deep that for a second. That shit is nuts. Right? Hey man, that's what you gotta do. It's your job. She's at work. It's not even that weird. It's just, you think about it out loud sometimes. It's kind of crazy. And he took care of that goat. Originally it was an 8. He got a 0.5 for the goat care, so that's why he's at an 8.5. That song is good. NR is doing good. I'm gonna say that. And I think that if they keep this work rate up and they keep this quality up, high quality videos too, people will forget about Block 6 pretty quickly, I think, if they haven't already. And that's not throwing shade at Block 6, that's just observing what's right in front of me. Anyway, those are the mini reviews. Stay tuned, got more stuff coming out this week. Stay safe. Talk to you guys.